Bonjour, Kylian Mbappe. Fuck you, lad.
Au revoir, you gobshite.
Get in! You walked round Anfield there after you'd scored like you were king of the world, going, lad, look at me, look how boss I am, look at that goal I've just scored. And then Bobby walks on a pitch with one eye, slots a perler. The Reds have won 3-2, and you're going back to France with fuck all, lad. Do you know what? This post-match pint thing was a good idea once upon a time. And the idea was we all calmly come in and have a nice pint and fucking introduce this and talk about how well it was. I'm emotionally drained after that. I've got nothing to say other than, yes!
What's the fucking Reds?
Like, I seen some miserable tweets on my way down to this match, you know, and one of them was from Phil Blundell, and I like Phil Blundell, but he's been to a lot of football, and I've collared him already about it, by the way, and he put, you know, I can't get up for this because it's just the group stage match and it's the first one.
Ask him now,
and we could get beat and we could draw and it wouldn't really matter. Lad, it was 3-2 and we won in the last minute. This is what we're in it for. This is what we're in it for. I don't know how we're analysing it, by the way, but I'm Gareth Roberts, this is Ian Ryan, this is Dan Morgan, and Ian, what did you make of the football?
What a way to win a football match.
Oh,
like
lad.
you, Robbo, I feel like I fucking played in it. Honestly, I'm absolutely emotionally exhausted. But that is how you win a football match. To go and win it in the last minute, we had a little chat off air then. Would you rather win 5, 6, 7-0 or win a football match like that? That's how you want to win a football match. And as I said before, you're not surprised because special things happen on our football ground. Special things happen at Anfield. Ask Thomas Tuchel whether special things happen at Anfield. He knows full well. He remembers the last time he was here.
Lucky lad.
You're not surprised. I mean, Mbappe, he fucking deserves that, by the way, to lose a football match like that. The way he gave it the big one in the corner, and then our number 9, no fucking eyes, goes and gets the winner 3-2.
Don't forget their keeper. Bigger gobshite than Mbappe, their goalie. He's a fucking gobshite. Buys one when we should go 3-1. Absolutely buys one off the ref. Doesn't clap the cop, which, by the way, you fucking should always do, and if they don't, you give them hell. And he's just a fucking bell end all the way through. So you can have one as well, but up the fucking mighty Reds.
Like, to be serious for a minute, and like, I'm sure you just want some seriousness. No, I can act a tiff for 20 minutes if you want. You know, let us know in the comment. Won't be the first time.
Just 20 minutes.
Won't just be for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But we've just beaten the top side there. We've beaten the top side there. I mean, this is a side, like, they've only been reaching sort of like last 16, I think, the last 2 times. Before that, they were reaching quarterfinals. We all know that they've been spending a lot of money. They've got a lot of superstars. The project, as Klopp called it in the week, is to be one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah.
And they've come here and they've been fucking shafted. They didn't deserve anything.
No, they didn't.
And it ends up that, you know, okay, we win it last minute and it's a lovely way to win it. I mean, imagine being in that dressing room right now.
Oh my
Imagine, like, you're up for Southampton now, aren't you?
Fucking right.
They're up for Southampton now. But at the same time, though, when the dust settles, like, how are them lads going to sleep tonight? By the way, I'm not sleeping.
No, we're not sleeping. We're not sleeping.
When they do go to sleep and when they get up again and Klopp goes to them, just beating another top side there, you know, just beating another top side there. They had him, and we dominated them. It should have been 4. Again, we're saying it should be 4, 5.
Well, it should have been, and you know, we've spoken about this before, but it makes a mockery again of people like Gary Neville's comments. Yeah. Don't bother with the Champions League, focus on the league.
Nah, you're all
Tell
right,
those lads tonight, they shouldn't have bothered with that match. Because they're absolutely on cloud 9, and you carry that momentum into Saturday then, and who knows where you go from there. But, I mean, I have to say, there were standouts all over the pitch, but the midfield 3, I mean, is anyone making any little videos of Henderson tonight? That's what seems to go on a lot recently, making videos, trying to fucking make a bit of a tit out of the captain. Well, look at that performance tonight, because he was outstanding. I thought he was just brilliant from minute 1. Same with Milner, same with Gini Wijnaldum. Milner, by the way, what's going on there with Milner? He can't be 32. He just can't be.
He's better than the old Milner. He's definitely better. He's got an added needle to him. He's got like this. There's something about him this season. I think he's looked around the dressing room, he's looked around the club, and he's gone, we can fucking do something this season. And he's fucking on it every game. He's leading by example.
He's won leagues, hasn't he?
Exactly.
That's the thing. He's won leagues and he knows what it takes to win a league. But I think, I look at him now and I think, you were like that at 17. In a way, you know, I watched him at Leeds and I was going, the maturity of you as a football player. And I think now, for whatever reason, we've only just got his value. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's a fitness thing, or maybe it's because he's played his way into it. But we're looking at him now and he's looking like the first name on the team sheet, do you know what I mean? And there's a couple of things for me tonight, and the first one being that you can argue, really, if you're going on Neville's comments, that we're weakened tonight. You know, we go with Sturridge, we go with Henderson, who's only played once all season.
And Sturridge made a big deal about the front three. He said, in the week, he tried to clarify those previous comments, and he said, the problem for Liverpool is there's a big drop down. There's a big drop down from the front three to what they've got afterwards.
Yeah.
Sturridge starts and scores.
Exactly. And the other thing is as well, you look at it tonight, our bench is better than theirs. We talk about them as being this billionaire project who want to, you know, they want to sweep the world with aspirations of winning the Champions League and everything else. But I looked at our bench and looked at theirs and went, all right, I'll back this on 70. If we're in the game on 70, you know, for drawing or winning, I'll back us to go and get it. And what happens, we bring a lad off the bench, who, by the way, when he picked it up to score, I was thinking, fucking can't be arsed for him coming off the bench anymore. Because he takes 20 minutes to get into a game for me, you know, whether you like it or not. And he's never been great coming off the bench, but then he does that to me and makes it cool to me.
Well, you wonder what's happened. I mean, his performance against Spurs before he loses his eye was fucking magnificent, wasn't it? You know what I mean? He was unreal against Spurs, and then you just think that's given the kickstart for the rest of the season. And it was the Bobby Firmino that we've come to know and love. And
that's some finish that, you know.
It's an unreal finish. I've just seen it again back on the TV. It's outrageous.
It's great.
Back on the Milner thing, I mean, the intelligence of him is what gets me. He's always thinking, and we've got a side that likes to push on from a full-back point of view. And, you know, Trent and Robertson both get forward, and his first thought is, I'll just fill in, I'll just drop in here and do a few minutes here. But if the pitch needs making bigger, he'll go and stand on the left-hand side or right-hand side for 5 minutes and make it bigger. He knows the game inside out.
Do you know what I liked about tonight as well is, and this may be like, you know, my character and the type of footy player I was, shit. But I liked the fact that all the lads who were like, I don't know, less heralded were brilliant. So Robertson's brilliant. Milner's brilliant, Van Alden's brilliant, and it's like we all know about the qualities of the front three and all that, but those lads, and being recognised as well by the crowd, by the way. I thought the atmosphere was really good. Yeah. Like, you know, like I said before about, you know, I don't mean to pick on you, Phil, if you're watching, but you know what I mean? Like, you've got hard asses, haven't you, who've seen it all and been there and all that, and so they might go, yeah, it's PSG and it's the first game back, but it doesn't really matter. We can lose, we can draw, and we've got all these other games. I thought it was crackling tonight. I really enjoyed myself from start to finish tonight.
I did, and there's a notion that, you know, a working class hero is something to be, and what I mean by that is your honest players like your Milners and your Robertsons, they strip a Champions League tie of two of the biggest sides in Europe down to a game of football on a football pitch. So Kylian Mbappe can dance around and Andy Robbo will stand in front of him and go ahead lad, I'm not diving into you, I'll just take it off you. And they're the best players to have in them games in some respects, because they're just wise to the world in many ways, and I fucking loved Robertson's performance tonight. Really, I just, all the time, I'm just thinking of his story all the way through the game. I'm thinking of where he's come from. I'm thinking of what he's had to go through, and I'm just thinking, you're fucking bossing this. This is your game. Do you know what I mean? He's the best player in the park for me tonight. He's my man of the match by a country mile, because he not only wants it that much, but he's got the ability to set it as well. Yeah. And that's, fucking hell, when you're looking at a game where people are spending hundreds of millions of pounds on footballers, you strip it back to this lad who comes from Scotland, who has got working class roots, and who knows what it means to go and do a day's work. And that's what it was to him today. That's a day's work. That's an honest day's work. And he comes out of it with his head held high because he's done his graft.
And you know what he's got? He's got like 50,000 fans now absolutely behind him all the way, singing his name, constantly singing his name. And you can see the impact that's having on his performances as well. It's kicking him on another level, in another gear. And I think not a lot's been made of the fact that it would have been easy for Liverpool to go into the season on a bit of a down, a bit of a hangover. You know, he lost the Champions League final. Definitely. It can happen. You know, we've seen it with other teams. You know, you lose big games, lose big finals, and it's not the first time we've fell at the final hurdle, and we've missed out on a couple of finals now. So you could forgive them for maybe feeling a little bit sorry for themselves. The fans maybe feeling a little bit sorry for themselves. There's none of that tonight. There's been none of that all season, because we're banging into what the manager's doing. We're banging into this football team. We know what they're about. They know what they're about now, more importantly. And there's something in that, because, you know, we're almost 3 years into the reign now, and you can see the lads get it. They know, and it's backed up by the fact that he is holding for Fabinho back. And you know why he's holding him back? Because he could have thrown him in tonight, because he knows the opposition. Yeah. But that doesn't mean he knows the system and what Jurgen Klopp wants from his footballers. And that's the important thing. It takes time, I think, to understand what this manager demands from his players, and that's why he's gone with the 3 in the middle tonight, and not one of those lads have let him down. And yes, we can have conversations about, of course you could maybe upgrade in Jordan Henderson, we all know that. But don't tell me he's not a good football player. Don't tell me he's not deserved his place in football matches of this magnitude. Given what he gave to us last season in the run to the Champions League final, I thought all 3 were outstanding. I thought Andy Robbo was superb. And apart from one little tiny mistake from Gomez, I thought the partnership again between him and Van Dijk just absolutely shut them down 9 times out of 10.
And Dan, like we've talked a few times on other shows as well about how you're starting to see a team, I think, where they're really comfortable in what they're doing and what the roles are. And because of that, they're doing little different things. So there was another cheeky free kick tonight. Did you get on it?
Trent one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another, and that's that's becoming a regular thing now, where they're going, what can we do to just confuse the opposition, do something different? And everyone expects him to run up and just bend it in, and then decide, and it's like, I absolutely love that. I love that as a fan when I see that and I go, you're working all this out on the training pitch. It's great to see it.
Yeah, definitely. The Trent ones, they're funny because Trent goes to try and take it, and Kravitz comes off the bench and he gives him like a little arm signal, and before you know it, it's clipped into him, and that's loads of that is I mean, fucking hell, a throw in your own half, if it gets you out and if it gets you up the pitch and if it gets you to break a line, it's a benefit, isn't it?
Don't tell Richard Keys, lad, you know what I mean? Fucking hell. You're having fucking kittens, you know what I mean? Fucking 8 throw-ins, don't he?
This is the thing, though, you know, you need these little advantages. This is what gets you to the point of getting up to the pitch, to getting a set piece, to getting to Firmino's goal, and it's all the little moments in games that you have to think about. It's not always this fluid thing of oh, you know, let's score this Hoffenheim goal that we had last season, where it's front to back, it's fucking glorious, one touch, and let's get the ball in the back of the net. You've got to get your little wins in somewhere along the line, and we do that tonight, and we fuck them Parisian bastards right over. So let's have loads of that.
Also, as well, I was just going to say, let's not play this down. Let's play this fucking up.
Listen, they're a good side, Gareth.
Exactly.
They're a really good side.
I looked at the start of the week, and the odds for PSG to win the Champions League, I'm sure they've now changed. 8-1. They're one of the favourites to win the Champions League. This is a massive result. And let's remember as well that this is the second match of the nightmare run, as the media kept telling us. And we fucking won again.
Doing all right, aren't we?
This nightmare run is actually fucking boss, isn't it? I'm quite enjoying this nightmare run. Fox Sports, Mail fucking Sports, Richard Keys, all the other bellends in the mainstream media who are telling us that we're going to fuck it up. It's all right, this nightmare run, isn't it?
You know what? I mean, Dan said there about PSG being a good side, and obviously they are.
They fucking are.
They are.
I think there's a spell there for about probably between 5 and 15 minutes where we're really, really good, by the way. And a lot of teams were buckled and conceded there because we were really good and we were turning the screw. And I thought to myself, there's probably been better sides that have come to Anfield. You think about maybe Man City, who have buckled under that kind of pressure, and understandably so, by the way. But they don't. They stay in the game, which proves they're a good team. I thought maybe second half, even though they scored that goal, maybe they're not used to that intensity for 90 minutes. And I think, you know, the level they're playing against week in, week out, you know, it isn't Liverpool level. No. It just isn't Liverpool level. And we absolutely run the legs off them at times. And I think for that last probably 30, 40 minutes, they struggled, I thought, to live with us.
There was an interview, I don't know if you've seen it, Neil Jones got it, and fair play to him, he's a good journalist, Neil, and he got an interview with Jesus there, and obviously like he's ties to both PSG and Liverpool in different ways. At the chat, it was an interesting chat, but one of the things he said was the Premier League's there. League 1 is fucking.
Glad you tried that fucking hell. I think it's telling me every time I fucking try that fucking hell.
I mean, I'm just thinking like Mr. O'Kane might be watching, and he said I'd never get a C in French, and I did, you know. I mean, a copy's off Claire Rice, like, but, you know.
Always proving them wrong, lad, aren't you? Always proving them wrong.
Sound Claire.
See, nice one, Claire.
It's right, Claire.
Nice one with that C in French. That Bowden comprehensive, which is now being knocked down, so...
Oh, well.
League 1 and that.
I'm not doing it. So, where were we? I've completely lost
you know
my
what?
thread.
We were talking about them being... They're a good side.
You know what's really good about them is you never feel like they throw the kitchen sink at you, but they pick the moments in games. Yeah. So they pick the ball up 20 yards outside your box and you go, oh, hello. Do you know, it's moments that they pick. And the one thing I'll say about, you know, we can have a laugh about us winning the game and buzzing off their front three. Neymar was phenomenal, I thought. You couldn't get the ball off him. The spaces in which we usually pick to dispossess people of possession, you couldn't get the fucking ball off him. He was just solid. He was his ability to carry the ball in the right moments, and I think at times the players around him didn't help him, but he was really, really good. And I think if they come out of there tonight with that draw, they're having to sell themselves all the time on this notion that we can go and win the Champions League. And they come out with that draw tonight.
They were happy with the draw.
That's what they set the store from.
Like the way they celebrated that goal, it was like, that's what we come for. It is right. See you later. Look how boss we are. And then we fucked them.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but sections of our fan base start going, oh, fucking Sevilla last year, we threw a 2-goal away, you know what I mean, in the first game and all that. And it's people start selling you narratives that are just bullshit, that aren't valid and aren't relative. And it wasn't the case tonight. I think Liverpool deserved to win the game. But I had no complaints about the draw because PSG picked the moments really well in the game. So when it was getting to it, I was thinking, all right, sound, we'll get out of here. And do you know what? I was thinking about the away game and thinking, I'd have fancy us to do these.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And not interfere against these.
And Napoli drew tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Napoli drew tonight. So and there's times in the game where you're thinking, there's times in even in Klopp's reign where we've had games where we're going, fucking hell, he's a battering the door down here. Yeah. And there was none of that tonight for me.
So just to wrap up, I just want you to do a new thing that was invented.
Go ahead.
Top 3 Liverpool players.
Tonight?
Yeah.
You're Storm Atkinson here, lad. This is fucking quality.
You're into that?
Yeah, I'm into it.
Top 3 Liverpool players, go on.
I will go Genie.
Yes.
You're going in order here? You're going 3-2-1?
Andy Robertson. I've no idea, lad. Maybe.
All good, are you disagreeing?
Andy Robertson, defo number 1. Milner, defo number 2. I'd say Henderson, 3.
Okay.
You know what? Toss of a coin on that Henderson Genie one. Toss of a coin. I thought they were both great.
And by the way, Naby Keita doesn't get on tonight either.
I know. Aren't Liverpool boss. 6 out of 6. Fucking we just smashed PSG, who spent about 10 billion quid in recent times. That's been the post-match pint.
Are we booking the bus, lad, or what?
We're there. Madrid, innit?
Yeah.
The final's in Madrid. Start looking for fucking hotels. This has been the post-match pint from Hotel Tia. There will be a podcast as well, which they're recording out there right now. Get onto that as well by subscribing to the Anfield Wrap's tour player. Keep on watching the videos. Keep on listening to the podcast. Follow us on social media. Nice one, Ian. Nice one, Dan. Up the fucking Reds.